Thursday, March 10th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. I'm meteorologist Matthew East here. We've kind of had phase one of our storm system move on through. That was the band of rain and some embedded thunderstorms. And now we have another area of showers and some storms that will roll through the region as we go through today here on our Thursday. The beginnings of that band of showers right now, when I'm cutting this video, which is during the 5 a.m. hour, stretching from eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, the westernmost tip of North Carolina, down into portions of Georgia. A little closer inspection of our region. There you see that activity stretching from between Atlanta and Athens there, and off to the north through Knoxville, toward Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and up to Jackson and Kentucky. And that's going to probably strengthen in time. Now there's the watch, warning, and advisory situation this morning, and still some flood watches out. Basically I-85 points north and west. And it's not that we're going to see a ton of additional rain. It's just the ground is completely saturated, so it will not take much rain to cause some flooding and flash flooding issues. There's the temperatures this morning. The wedge front is eroding. Temperatures have been warming through the night across the Piedmont, and that gradual warming will continue this morning. Now, there's the setup. That is a potent piece of upper-level energy diving in the trough in what we call a negative tilt fashion. What that means is if you drew the trough axis, it'd be something like that. And so when the base of the trough is tilted in our hemisphere there in the easterly direction, that's called a negative tilt trough. And the reason that's sometimes favorable for severe weather is you get divergence and diffluence, which is favorable for lift ahead of that advancing trough. Okay, so let's go to the storm reports from yesterday and last night. What a nasty wave of storms moved along the Gulf Coast. Really got cranking around the New Orleans area. An EF2 tornado there, and then several tornadic reports there all across the Mississippi and Alabama Gulf Coast region, then into parts of southern Georgia. Now that played a big role in how our weather behaved yesterday. You had a big bowing line of storms that raced eastward and kind of cut off some of the Gulf of Mexico inflow up into our region. So the rain totals were cut down a bit by that Gulf of Mexico and Gulf Coast convection. All right, let's go to today. There's the day one convective outlook, and if you wanted to draw a general line, even though it's a little northwest there, you could say I-85 roughly and points east and south from there in the slight risk area, but it does include some areas just north and west of I-85. And there's the tornado probability today, 5% within that slight risk, and the wind probability at 15%. Here's the overall setup, couple of the charts that I like to look at in severe weather type of situations, and this is a look off of the NAM model, and the color shades here, that's the lifted index, a measure of the surface instability, and although it doesn't get tremendously unstable, it does pop lifted indices back into the -2 and 3 territory in the eastern half of North Carolina. And there's a look at Cape, another measure of instability. This is a 0 to 3 kilometer Cape valid at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and pretty good pooling of some higher Cape values, not tremendously sky high, but enough to work with in that roughly I-85 corridor and eastward area. So there's the GFS representation at 1 p.m. And what we're going to basically the idea here is, we go 6 hours later. And there we are at 7 p.m. So basically what's going to happen is this band of showers that's moving into the region early this morning is going to continue advancing off to the east-northeast, and it'll get stronger as it does so. And especially in this area, I think the severe weather probabilities are pretty decent today, but even maybe as far west as Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Charlotte, have to watch to see if the storms can develop early enough to crank a severe weather threat there in that area. Okay, also notice on the back side of the system here, the snow will really crank into gear up in the North Carolina mountains. This will be a pretty good snow event, and there'll be 4 to 6 inches in locally higher amounts, especially in those favored northwest-facing slopes, especially along the Tennessee border region. Now, around the Piedmont tomorrow, sunshine returns, kind of breezy with highs in the 50s, maybe clipping 60 in a couple spots closer to the Sandhills. And then Saturday still looks like an award winner. Highs well up into the 60s. Full sunshine. Still 60s Sunday, although probably a few degrees cooler than Saturday. And then we get into early next week, and the GFS is probably lost again here. This is Monday, and then that is early Tuesday morning. It really dampens out the next system, whereas the Canadian brings in decent little shot of, nothing really heavy, but a decent little shot of some showers coming up Monday. And there's the European. By late Monday, also has that pretty decent chance of some showers. So I'm going to continue to mention that opportunity for a few showers Monday, maybe into Monday night as well. All right, that's it for today. Coming up in tomorrow's video, I'll try to take a look toward the end of the month and see if we can hone in on the possibility of a late season push of cold air. We'll see. I'll take a detailed look at that tomorrow when we kind of get past today's storm system. But at any rate, thank you so much for watching. Have a great Thursday, and God bless.